Greetings, I'm Reverend John O'Toole. I like to do a quick how-to video on how to read tarot cards. You go, tarot cards? That's a weird thing to do a how-to video on. Nobody does that. It's all magical. Magical doesn't exist in real world. Well, it's a little magical, and sometimes it's not. So, basically what you want to do, if you have an interest in doing some tarot card reading, mostly for your own personal growth. You don't have to set up a little booth on the corner saying, you know, we'll read your future type of thing. It's really kind of a thing to help you follow your path, your spiritual path. So you can get cards from almost anywhere about any subject. The best thing to do is to go to a New Age bookshop. You could do it online, but it's not the same. You want to go like to a New Age bookshop, maybe a Barnes & Noble, or someplace that has a lot of selection of tarot cards, and you look at all of them, and you look for the one that you feel that resonates with you. It could be about angels, it could be about fairies, it could be about different alien creature beings, it could be different religions. There's a very wide selection. It could be about crystals, it all depends, and you can find something that resonates with you. Now for me, what resonates with me are fairies. I use the Fairy Oracle by Brian Fraud. And it comes with a book, and it comes with a deck. Now what I did is that I read the book. And what helped me, I don't have the cards all memorized. Some of them I do. But mostly I look at the energy from the card. Now that's a gift that I have when it comes to channeling. But you don't necessarily have to be a channel to do tarot card reading. You just have to kind of understand the interpretation of the card and how it's making you feel that day. So I took and read through the book, and then I created a cheat sheet. And this is a pretty cool cheat sheet. So I have a cheat sheet, actually it's a number of sheets, that have all the cards with the descriptions that I felt resonate with me, the energy of the card, so that I could put it down on paper. So when I do a reading with somebody else or myself, or you guys online, I can refer to my cheat sheet and then interpret the energy and see how it applies to the situation. It's nothing smoke and mirrors about it. It's all basically science and religion and belief and common sense. Now I'm kind of unique because I can kind of see things that are differently from some people, but a lot of people have intuition, and this is all it is intuition. And it kind of gives you a direction to go. My first set of cards I think were called Voyager, back before Voyager was a ship. And I still have those cards, but these cards are the ones that I feel resonating with. So these are the ones that I use. And then what you're going to end up doing is you're going to shuffle your deck, because you certainly don't want to play cards with knowing what the next card is going to be. Now you can spread them out on a table, or you can go through the deck and you can pick cards out. And you shuffle them up, and just so that there's a good mixture, you can flip them around. Most cards have a vertical and a horizontal and a upside down card. So for example, let's see if I could find something cool. They're all cool cards. So this card here See? That's a vertical card. And this card has a different meaning when it's upside down. And notice that the fairy is a fairy face upside down, and when you're looking at it vertically, there's another fairy face right side up. Well, two. So I would take that card now and look at it, and this is number 23, it looks like. I would go to my cheat sheet and I would look up 23. It just happens to be the last page here. The Green Woman. Now, the Green Woman is wildness, natural magic, expectant gratitude, and untrampled creativity. And if it was in reverse, growth is stunted. Shift from one extreme to the other. So then you would look at your question. If you set yourself with a question in the beginning, you would say, aha, that makes absolutely no sense to me. And then you'd pull another card. So we pull another card, for example, and I'm just going to randomly pull a card. And when you pull it, you want to make sure you look at it from the way you pulled it off. Now, interesting enough, the card I pulled is blank. Isn't that unique? A blank card, because this card in your deck is the one that you draw your own personal fairy. Now, my personal fairy that travels with me most of the time, except when I'm somewhere that's somewhere, they don't like plastic artificial locations like a hospital or something. They like nature. So this is a gnome. He's about 4 feet tall. He's got all covered in hair. I call him Harry the Gnome. And that's who I would draw on here. You would draw your own fairy that you relate to, you see in your mind as a kind of a best friend that's kind of imaginary, those imaginary friends we had when we were children. Now, why would I pull this card with this other card, the Green Woman? Growth is stunted. Rather interesting, though, wouldn't you say? Let's try another one for the heck of it. This one here is a Singer card, also a vertical card. There you go. So the Singer card, number 9, Singer of Initiation, passage through trial, triumph, new levels. So you would think about like what's happened to you over the last couple of days and how this is affecting your life. Now, I had a run-in with salt over the weekend, and it did not go well with me when I was in for dialysis. But today, I'm a new person, and I'm making better choices with my food plan. So its possibility is that my growth was stunted with this card. But then I move forward looking at myself with this card, and then this one here is showing that I'm moving into a new level of awareness. And this is how the cards will work for you and your benefit. So even if you feel silly sharing with people around you that you're going to learn how to do tarot cards, I bet you can have some fun with it. And perhaps you're sitting out in the outback and you've got something else better to do. You said, you know what? I'm going to drag out that box of tarot cards that I have hidden away and let's play with them and see what happens with them. Just saying, I don't know anybody else that's out in the outback. But until next time, we close, sending you peace, sending you happiness, sending you joy. Ta-ta. Ya-cha-cha-cha-cha.